Delighted to be joined by Aidan O'Brien and Paul Laffan to pick this week's Glen Fuels Player of the Week. And we saw 5 good games here in the Dominic Smith Electrical Senior Football Championship. So first of all, Paul, who are the players who stood out for you this weekend?
I'll go first of all to the Glenbarntown St Martin's match. For the victors, I thought Philly Dempsey was very good, tenacious and very good defender for St Martin's. Darren Codd, Luke Kavanagh was quite good, and Darren Codd, I suppose. I think Darren might have been the pick of their forwards. From the Glenbarntown side, John Lacey's ever was a real kind of good, strong force middle of the field, and Aaron Breen was actually very good as well. Aaron Breen was probably the pick of the forwards for Glenbarntown. So I suppose the 5 of them players would have been the ones that allowed us off from that match, Peter.
And Aidan, the standout performers for you from some of the other games?
Well, I think Horswood had a very important win yesterday against Sarsfields, and I think the victory was driven very much so by a huge performance from Declan Murphy, and David Larkin also I think comes in for honourable mention. But I think Declan was probably the one who was probably the standout performer for Horswood yesterday. I thought Conor Keogh of Sarsfields also acquitted himself with great credit. So those 3 from that game, Conor Keogh, Declan Murphy, David Larkin. St James has had a huge win last night against St Anne's, scoring 5 goals, and I think Matthew O'Hanlon was the man that really powered them to that success. So in that game I would be pumping for Matthew.
And then we have the two other games then this weekend. Kyle Nearan played halfway house Bunclody. Martin O'Connor was really impressive for Bunclody in particular, and for Kyle Nearan we had Dean O'Toole, who was very impressive as well. This evening then we had Gus Ron, who played Feathered. In particular, there was plenty of standout performers on both sides, but I think in particular Mark Rossiter was really good. He scored 8 points, 4 points from play. So there's a brief overview of some of the best players this weekend. Briefly, Aidan, who are you going to pick?
Yeah, you mentioned Mark Rossiter here in this game. I thought Sean Ryan also had a very influential game for Gus Ron, but Mark Rossiter, I would go with Mark for this week's Player of the Week.
I'm going to go with Matthew O'Hanlon, Paul. So
the deciding vote, I just think Mark Rossiter. I give it to him.
So Mark Rossiter, congratulations, the winner of the Glen Fuels Footballer of the Week.